On this day in 1965, Bertie Auld scored 5 goals against the Airdrieonians in Jock Stein's first match as Celtic manager. Jock Stein's return to Celtic as manager was announced on the 31st of January 1965, but he was not due to take up the post until the end of the season. When Hibernian secured the services of Stein's close friend Bob Shankly from Dundee as his replacement, Stein took up the reins at Celtic Park on Tuesday the 9th of March. Pictured with his first team players on the back page of the Evening Times, Stein took training for the first time that day. Peter Hendry reported, "Celtic's new manager Jock Stein won't pick his first team for tomorrow's league game at Airdrie until probably a few hours before kick-off. There will be no question about it not being Jock's team. Soon after, the Celtic club came under new management today at 9:30, with Mr Stein as manager and Sean Fallon as assistant manager. Chairman Bob Kelly answered my question, will Jock Stein pick the team, with an emphatic yes, Jock is in complete charge." Jock Stein's last match in charge of Hibernian, on Saturday the 6th of March, saw them knock Rangers out of the Scottish Cup at the quarter-final stage, at the same time as Celtic defeated Kilmarnock 3-2 to advance to the semi-finals on the last occasion they ever wore the Shamrock away strip. For his first match in charge, Stein selected 7 players who would play against Inter Milan in Lisbon, as Celtic lined up Fallon, Young, Gemmell, Clark, McNeil, Brogan, Chalmers, Murdoch, Hughes, Lennox, Auld. Celtic had won 6 matches in a row since John Hughes' 5-goal performance against Aberdeen on the 30th of January, and after Hughes scored the first goal of the Stein era on 25 minutes, his haul against Aberdeen was equalled by Bertie Auld. Playing at outside left, Auld scored with a 25-yard drive after 41 minutes and made it 3-0 with a header a minute before half-time. Bobby Lennox had a goal ruled out for offside before the half-time whistle blew. Airdrie suffered a blow when their right-back, Paul Jonquin, was injured in a challenge with John Hughes. He came out for the second half at outside left, but only lasted 2 minutes, and Airdrie played the rest of the match with 10 men. With the newspaper columns dominated by news of radical league reconstruction proposals, none of the reports of the game go into great detail, but Auld notched his hat-trick on 62 minutes and then added 2 more from the penalty spot on 82 and 86 minutes, both times after Bobby Lennox had been brought down in the box. It's often forgotten that Jock Stein's first few weeks in the job were not all plain sailing. Having now won 7 matches in a row, Celtic did not win any of the following 4, losing to St Johnstone and Hibernian and beating Motherwell in the Scottish Cup semi-final only after a replay. They would also lose 6-2 against Falkirk at Brockville and 5-1 to Dunfermline at East End Park before the end of the season. But there is still something prophetic in the words of Peter Hendry in the Evening Times of the 11th of March 1965. The smiles on the faces of Bertie Auld and manager Stein as they entered the dressing room after the game were as wide as the difference between the teams in finishing power. Airdrie, even with their ranks depleted, played neat football, but it was football without punch. An old head in the Airdrie team might have paid off. Certainly, the hard-shooting Bertie is Celtic's trump card these days. Now Jock has watched his team win their first game since the new management sign went up, and there are many more victories to come for this crest-of-the-wave Celtic outfit.